Okay, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are continuing on our summoner quests, and we have now finished off almost all of the level 50 duties. We now have our full item level 129, all Ironworks gear. So this is what we're going to be in until we make it to the Aerie at level, well, at main story quest level 55. We're already level 56, but that's just how it goes. Now there is one other thing that I was holding off on, but now that we have beaten Tomtara Deepcroft hard mode, and I'm assuming you have as well, and got the story on there, watched the cutscenes, now we can go ahead and unlock the Palace of the Dead. Now it's been a few years since I've unlocked this, but I'm pretty sure that it's fairly stress-free. It's not like Crystal Tower where you have like 15 different steps to the unlock. You just got to do a little bit of running around in the South Shroud, I'm pretty sure, and then it'll be all set to go. Just in case you were wondering where to go to unlock this. Could have unlocked it way back under level 20, but like I said, if you did that, it would cap you at like floor 30 or some such. No real point doing it until now. I mean, you can go in there, you can level all the way up to level 60 by just grinding Palace of the Dead. However, if you do that, most times you're not going to learn a damn thing about how to play your job, your role, nothing. Because you can go in and just solo the whole thing, which does not show you how to perform in a party. And the people that do go in with a party, they don't behave like one anyway. So yeah, we come talk to this dude. Back over to Quarry Mill. You'll see what I mean, because I'll go ahead and I'll do the first 10 floors real quick. And you'll notice everybody, it's basically an every man for himself type deal. Although sometimes you'll get somebody like someone who's trying to tank for the first time or whatever, and they will actually attempt to do their job. And the other three schlubs will make it as difficult on them as humanly possible. But just for shits and giggles, this is where you unlock it. And this is the fool that you'll talk to actually access the dungeon itself. And just like that, boom, unlocked. The one thing it is good for, though, see the bishop here? If you obtain, what is it, bronze-trimmed coffers or whatever, there's a secret treasure called the Accursed Hoard in here. If you obtain any items from it, you then take it to this dude. He'll appraise it, and you'll usually get garbage, like a sparkler or some bullshit. But sometimes you'll actually get something that you can throw on the market board for some very decent gil. So, let's jump on in here. Let's see here. We'll enter the Palace of the Dead. Enter with a matched party. Fixed party is you enter either by yourself or with your preformed. Matched is just Duty Finder party. Now we're going in with our Ether Pool armor and arm at, like, 0. As opposed to 99.99. So we'll be super weak starting off, but that's okay. Because after I do these first 10 floors, I'm most likely never going to come back here again. Usually it's not a very long wait time to get in. Because so many people like to run it to do their leveling. But in the meantime, let's see. I doubt I'll have a chance to actually finish off this main story quest. I'll chocobo it like halfway there, and then the Duty Finder will pop. The thing about Palace of the Dead is it levels by itself. You enter and it resets you back to level 1. And then based on the experience points you gain by killing the monsters inside the place, it levels you up very, very, very quickly. Which does have a bearing on the outside world. Although indirectly. For each set of 10 floors counts as... See, there we go. Counts as a dungeon in itself. So you would get the normal experience and Poetics Tome reward that you would get for running a typical dungeon. So say you go in at level 56 like I am here, I might gain half a level by doing a batch of 10 floors. But by grinding it again and again and again, you can get all the way to 60. But once you get to 60, it's capped. You then have to move on to do other things to level beyond 60. And this here is where your commanders will go. Yep. He's dead. Well, now there's traps hidden everywhere, like that one that they just stepped on there. Okay, we learned bio, so back to our level 2 rotation of Ruin and then bio. Just be careful, don't go running into any rooms. Let the others sniff out the traps for you. That right there, a Commander of Strength. If you go to your character sheet, using that will buff the damage you do. Steel will nerf the damage you take. And of course we can't summon any kind of pet until we get to level 4. Which is now. And after you kill a certain number of enemies, that Cairn of Return will activate, and that will raise anybody who dies. And you also have to kill a certain number of enemies to activate the Cairn of Passage, which is the portal to the next floor. Safety. What that does is it deactivates every trap on a given floor. Silver coffers, they will up your ether pool, arm or armor, or they could just be a trap, a bomb that blows up in your face, which is always fun. Okay, he sniffed out the trap for us. Thank you very much. There we go. Ah. Got my hotbars stuck. And get all the silvers you can, because most people just speedrun this. They'll completely unexplore rooms, so you won't get a chance to upgrade your ether pool. Lust Commanders, those are really good. Those turn you into a succubus, which has one attack, but that attack puts a stacking vulnerability debuff on whatever you hit, and it'll apply up to 5 stacks. Would you just die, bat? Thank you. and passage is activated. And some of those traps are really bullshit. You have several different types. One type just explodes and takes most of your HP, no matter how much you have. So if you're down to like half HP and step on a landmine, you're dead. Another really annoying one is the toad one that turns you into a frog for like 30 seconds. And then there's another trap that silences you and basically makes it so that you can't attack for like a full minute. Okay, somebody's going after that. Okay, there we go. It's always good to try to stick near everybody else if possible. Because there's also these things called lure traps that you step on them and they'll spawn... Oh, there we go. Commander of Intuitions. Those make the accursed horde visible. But there isn't one on this floor. Alright, we learned miasma. We'll see if anybody wants to aggro it. And they did, so... Oh, this guy wants to explode the whole place. Alright. We'll go with him in case he runs into trouble. The lure traps will spawn a whole bunch of enemies that automatically aggro you. So just trying to run away from them doesn't do a damn thing, but drag them all over the dungeon with you. But that's usually what people do. They'll hit one of those lure traps, and then they'll just run off, as if that takes care of the problem. Ah, speak of the devil, there's one right now. These guys actually stuck around and killed them. Although, don't get used to that. Usually, like I said, they'll spawn it, and then they'll just run for the exit. Or like this, I got aggro, and they'll just run off, instead of saying, hey, I've got aggro, maybe I should kill that, instead of dragging it across everybody. Usually, you'll just get them dragged across you. They'll get to the teleport point and wonder, how come it's not active? Because you have aggro. Which it's impossible not to know when you have aggro. I mean, I don't see how you can't not notice. It gives you a chime, plus an enemy health bar appears on your screen. I mean, come on. Now I'll give you one guess who that was. Ah, there you go. Banded coffers. That was the accursed horde. Now we can then turn that in at that bishop for prizes. Perhaps good prizes, perhaps bad prizes. There is only one way to find out, though. The hell? There was a treasure coffer here. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Now we may as well do the intuition commander for the next floor. Because it carries over from floor to floor. As long as you have it active, It will remain active until you find a coffer. Alright guys, where do you want to run to? Witching Pomanders, what those do is they send out a cone AoE in front of you. He's got aggro on something. Okay. And anything caught in that AoE will be transformed into a helpless little teddy bear and so forth. It transforms your enemies, makes them harmless. Alright, here we go. Lure trap. And now a hornet. Those things cast Final Sting, so beat the hell out of them quick. Otherwise they can one-shot you. Barring that, if you can't beat them down and you see Final Sting casting, run away from them. You can outrange it if you get far enough away. Now we could use our tank pet, but there's no point because in here, you see what they're doing. They're not going to let any one person just tank. There's the one that I was telling you about, that gimp trap. Ah, Hornet. Didn't see him. The other summoner went ahead and shockwaved him. More Hornets. And yet more Hornets. The Yarzon will give you a physical vulnerability debuff. See now, Final Sting, just get away from it. There we go. Goddamn AoEs. Let's beat down this Hornet. That should be everything dead. Pomander of Steel. Oh, you can only carry 3 of any one Pomander. Ah, we sense the accursed horde calling. There it is. Send our pet in. There we go. May as well use it. Just in case somebody wants to step on a trap. Hanging around just in case. Okay, there we go. In case some... Because enemies spawn in here based on the steps you take. So they can spawn at any time whenever somebody's running around. So I try not to leave any one person just alone in a room. In case something spawns on them and starts beating on them. I don't just run off without helping. Which I realize that goes against what most people want. Most people, they'll be like, oh well, fuck you, get beat. And they just run off in a big hurry to get to the teleport point. Not even realizing that as long as one of your party members has aggro, you ain't teleporting. The Cairn will not activate. Now this is the final floor. Now let's go ahead and kill this fool. Since we're waiting for our buddies to get back. Seems like they're having a hell of a time because they're not even attempting to come on up here. Are you guys ready? All right. Now you saw that? How this cairn just popped when that mob dropped? That's what I mean. If somebody has aggro, it won't let you teleport. It'll dim out on you and you're stuck. Now here's where I'm going to use one of those lust pomanders. Okay, now whoever wants to tank, go ahead and tank. There we go. Now we go ahead and we stack up 5 vuln stacks on this thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 more. And we didn't even have to dot it. I'll commend the other summoner because, well, we summoners got to stick together. And that's that. That's the first 10 floors. And that's what all the pomanders do. We saw every one of them. And as you continue on with this, once you do the first 50 floors, I'm pretty sure the first 50 floors, you get the whole story. You get all the cutscenes, and all the lore is told. And then beyond that level is basically just for fun, to try to see how far you can get. But that's something that I will not be doing here. So that's the basics on Palace of the Dead. And then later on you'll see every 10 floors you get a boss. And I think it's floor 30. You get the Hydra again from the Relic quest. And it's funny because you get all these people that have never done that quest or done that fight. And they will stand right in the middle and get everybody standing in the puddles of stupid. It's always a mess. Right, here we go. The Bishop. We got 2 pieces, I do believe. Yep. Let's see what we got. Anything worth a damn. We've got Dinosaur leather shoes. Okay, those might be worth something. And a pair of survival boots. And also at any time you can talk to this dude and you can just reset your progress. If you have to start over, which you do have to once you actually beat it. It won't let you just continue at the final boss again and again and again. You'll have to reset. Odin's out somewhere. If you played this game for any length of time, you know what the Odin fate is and what this means. I have zero interest in it whatsoever. So let's go to Ul'dah. Well, actually, no, we won't. Just go to Mordona. We don't need a market board, we just need a summoning bell. To put these two items up for sale on the market board and see how much they're going for right now. But that was rare to get two coffers and both of them to not be trash. Usually 90% of it is just Ul'dah sparklers or Mithril Eye sparklers bullshit. Consumables. 5% more is materia that isn't worth shit anymore. And then about 5% of the time you'll get something worth selling. But every now and then you get things that are worth like 100,000 gil, which is definitely worth your while. Let's see. Alright, the survival boots are worth around 80,000 gil. So, not hard to take there, huh? For just a few minutes of work in that nice easy dungeon. And dinosaur shoes. 40 grand. Alright. I'll take it. If they sell. Which they probably will. But there you go. Got about 120,000 gil worth of drops from that run. Now, do not expect that to happen every damn time, because like I said, the odds of getting one item that's worth anything are pretty low. You get two of them, especially just on floors 1 through 10, that was pretty damn lucky. But now, I'm winding down with patch 2.5. The only trial left will be Steps of Faith, and then it's on to Heaven's Word. So, I'll see you on the other side. Until then, take care.